some Ingram. It's the coach. This is the 2019.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Arizona Cardinals. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And the Baltimore Ravens. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And a former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram, sheds another. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down second and right at a yard. In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snootful, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
Here's Snead as they run the jet sweep. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson, and this is going to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Outright, this is Boyle, the tight end. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Jackson. And he's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Nick Boyle, his first touchdown of the new season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up, the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing on first down is Murray. Man open right side, it's the tight end Clay. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. This one caught by Isabella. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. On the ground with a tight end. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Murray going to throw. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. That's going to back him up almost a full 10 yards. It's going to be a loss of 9 officially, and it's 4th down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll rifle this one deep right side. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Letting one go deep for Roberts. He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 45 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats of the...
There goes Mark Ingram. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, his 4th touchdown on the year as the Ravens push further out in front.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. A lot of people felt Johnson was a little misused during what was a disappointing 2018. 940 yards on the ground, 7 touchdowns. Great for most, but not the season Johnson was hoping for. And he said this offseason there are a lot of good running backs in the NFL, but I'm the best. And now he's trying to prove it, hoping to get back to the production that sent him to the Pro Bowl in 2016. That would certainly help his rookie quarterback. Here's Murray. Steps away. Oh, now Murray has it stripped. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. They give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Charles Clay has tied in the intended target, and it's 3rd and 5. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. After after the interception. Here's Jackson. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. They go play action with Jackson. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead, his 2nd touchdown on the season as the Ravens push further out in front. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. In the 2nd quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Now this throw caught left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. Murray now, 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Murray now to throw. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Again, they'll throw with Murray. And his throw is incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Murray now. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Gus Edwards heading back onto the field. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. Ingram again, a first down carry. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4.
There goes Mark Ingram. 20, 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
We play to win. Let's go.
And now let's look at David Johnson. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? On second down, it's Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Chris Wormley. Throwing is Murray on third down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Matt Judon in there to drop it for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to fourth down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Seth Roberts, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
We got this.
And our focus now moves on to Larry Fitzgerald. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. Solid way to start the drive, 13 yards, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Murray under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Patrick Owasor leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Before this season started, Johnson said this new offensive system would allow him to really be effective in the passing game. He actually likened it to 2016 when he had almost 900 receiving yards. He said one of his goals is to become the 3rd player in league history to hit 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in the same season. They also noted Murray fighting, lost the football. Does the big boy have the juice? He's at the 30, past the 20. And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different in that position.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. On second down, Ingram. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, as the first half is winding down, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
A reminder coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one from Atlanta. Eagles and Falcons, 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow on Monday Night Football, Odell Beckham back in New York, back in MetLife Stadium. Browns and Jets, 8:15 Eastern on Monday night. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And it's the Seahawks who have the lead as those two teams approach halftime. Jerron Brown, a touchdown reception. From there, we head over to Detroit. Check on the Lions at home, Ford Field. And it's the visiting LA Chargers who are out in front. Melvin Gordon, over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. Lastly, let's head to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. See what's happening with the Bengals. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. Marquise Goodwin, a touchdown reception. In the game.
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Let's go, baby.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Matt Judon able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. To throw is Murray. And he's going to go down again. Matt Judon able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Matt Judon in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
No, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They go play action here on first down. To Boyle here over the middle. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Ingram, 31 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Murray. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Throwing now is Murray, and an alley to run. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. Johnson, the intended target. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner, forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And again, it's Ingram. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the... And he'll get in! Touchdown, Baltimore! Taking it in from a yard out. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he just tied the NFL record on that 5th rushing touchdown. He's the 6th man ever to do that in a single game.
And partner, did you just say that he tied an NFL record there?
Yes, sir.
I mean, we're talking 5 touchdowns on the ground against an NFL caliber defense.
Is that good?
I'd say that's fantastic. What a game for him.
It really is something. We are watching quite the effort. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. A first down carry here for Johnson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Push it back. Push it back.
They go to Johnson again. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. To throw, it's Murray. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the returner. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Now Jackson on 1st down. Letting one go deep for Roberts. And got his man complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Seth Roberts, 93 yards. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, He's to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
She's singing, too.
Oh, she's singing.
She's on, like, the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he's just saying something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Let's go, let's go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Here's Murray. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Well, pass complete there to Crabtree. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Calling a pickup of 7, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Murray with a 3rd and long. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. That's caught left side by the tight end Boyle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Quit talking about it.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another 1st down. Well, Snead figures to be an important veteran presence for Lamar Jackson. 2 years ago, it was a disappointing 2017 for Snead. That was in New Orleans, but then had a bit of a bounce-back campaign a season ago in his first go-around with Baltimore. 62 catches, 650 yards. Did have surgery in the offseason on his left index finger, but back to full health and ready to go. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. He had 1 touchdown earlier, nearly a 2nd one there.
Yeah, it took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep him out of the end zone after a big play. Perhaps should go right back to him. Don't need the distance, but maybe he can pay things off after a big effort.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down. Jackson will keep it, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
Let's go, defense. Who we got?
Murray now on 1st down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith.
Intercept. Come on, guys.
is a young pup, the rookie being intercepted by a veteran DB.
And I loved our quick conversation in pregame with him on the field where he said, hey, look, I love playing these young quarterbacks. They don't know a whole lot yet, so I can use my mind to put me in a position.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Matt Judon make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The Cardinals on 3rd down, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 16. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 18 on that one, and the Cardinals have a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Murray now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. Left side here, caught by Clay. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. Here it's 3rd and 3. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
Double time, double time. 4 down, 4 down. 6,
And they'll indeed take a knee. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Ravens, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Arizona, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.